Well, there went a few hours of my life I'll never get back. So if you don't know, a couple years ago on Prime Video, there was this movie called Merry Little Batman, which felt like an episode of a Batman kids show, except it was an hour and a half. And now in this Merry Little Batman cinematic universe, they do have a TV show, which makes more sense than a movie. Unless you binge watch the entire thing, then you're definitely cooked. So this show is called Bat Fam, and first of all, I understand it's a kid's show, I'm not the target audience, but it doesn't matter because I want to complain about it. To start off with what works though, this series does have a very good intro, some good music, and I generally like the art style and the over-the-top character designs because this is supposed to somewhat just be a parody of Batman and other characters in the DC universe. But for the Bat Fam, all these characters you have living together. Obviously, you have Batman, voiced by Luke Wilson, so he's automatically the best character in the show. And then his son, Damian, who is just miniature Batman. He is not Robin in this timeline. And it's not like I'm completely against that, but there's multiple other Robins you could have had be in this Bat family. And there is not a single Robin in this series, which is just the most insane thing, in my opinion. Anyways, you also have Alfred Pennyworth, the GOAT, and his niece, Alicia Pennyworth. It kind of reminds me of how they made Batgirl Alfred's niece in Batman and Robin, and she was played by Alicia Silverstone. So is this a reference to that? Probably not. And then they also have Volcana in this, even though she's more of a Superman or Justice League villain. Except in here, she's like 12 years old because she got really young from being in the Lazarus Pit for too long. Speaking of the Lazarus Pit, you also have Ra's al Ghul in here, but he's a ghost. And then you also have Man-Bat, who I actually thought was pretty funny. So I'll go ahead and simplify this. The annoying characters are Damian, Alicia, and Volcana. And the less annoying characters are Batman, Alfred, Man-Bat, and I guess Ra's al Ghul. And to a certain extent, the randomness of it does make it a little funny. I guess it is a unique Bat family. But since some of these main characters are not even mainstream and don't have good actual live-action adaptations, it just seems like it would make more sense to have the more iconic Bat family members in this series, especially some of the Robins. And then you also get a bunch of other DC characters here and there, like Commissioner Gordon, Mr. Freeze, Vicky Vale, Mad Hatter. One of the episodes even has parademons. There was also King Tut, and the Joker was like the main villain of the last 2 episodes. So you get a bunch of cool references to different DC media, and I'm sure the target audience probably doesn't even care about that. But at least it made the show a little bit more bearable for me. And just in general, I don't think the humor in here is super funny. In some ways, I guess it can be when it just really leans into itself being a parody of Batman and other DC stuff. But generally, it's just dumb humor that's more so annoying because the characters are annoying, and it doesn't fully commit to the dumbness. Like a good example of cartoons that fully commit to the dumbness would be SpongeBob or Looney Tunes, where they're like 0% plot and 100% brain rot. I didn't even mean for that to rhyme. But this show doesn't fully do that because, first of all, it is like 20-minute long episodes, and it tries to have lessons in character development and that kind of stuff, where Bruce and Damian don't trust each other because Bruce wants Damian to be safe and Damian proves himself and whatnot. It's the exact same thing in every episode, and it gets old super fast. I mean, this is truly content for the sake of content, and of course, I watched it. So overall, I just can't say I'm a huge fan. On the shortwave meter, it gets a 56 out of 100, and I can't really say I would recommend it, even if you are a little kid. There's way better stuff out there. As always though, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.